Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm gonna do a kind of a lesson here, and we're gonna call this metal guitar basics. For people out here that watch my channel that don't necessarily play metal, that might want to get into it, I'm gonna kind of give you the basics of it. Like what chords would you use? What kind of picking would you do? Stuff like that. And basically power chords for most 80s heavy metal, like that. E5 power chord right here. We're going to turn the volume down a little bit for this. And you'll want to pick both strings together. Now this form can be moved from the low E into B, or low E and A, to the A and D, and then D and G strings, all in that one fret number 2. Now the next form of chords used in metal and 80s metal. We'll get into modern metal a little bit later. Power chords are root and fifth. We'll stay in G here. G on the 6th. And, 6 on 3. 5 on 5. This is also form 1. Come down a string. Down another string. And these chords are all movable. You can There's lots of different techniques that you will need, picking wise. And the most common, down up alternate picking. The Gallop. The Gallop is basically like that, but it's faster. Keep your pick as close to the string as possible, and try and minimize the movement of your wrist as much as you can. Another key element in your picking arm, you need to stay relaxed. Just let it kind of, if you feel like you're cramping up and you're squeezing the guitar, just back off and take you a deep breath, and then it may not sound like that when you first start, but just kind of practice slowly like that. Intently watch your hand. Intently watch your arm. You don't have to worry about this hand just yet. Just intently watch everything going on here so that you know that you're doing what you should be. If you see it kind of coming up off the strings or something like that, you don't need to do that. Keep the pick as close to the strings as possible. Now for Metallica, if people want to learn Metallica, want to play like James Hetfield, his picking is constantly downstrokes all the time. And he does a lot of that gallop. But this down picking, man, takes a lot of time, a lot of focus, And one thing too, another thing that's basic for metal, paw muting. Mute the strings on the bridge with the palm of your hand, just like this here. Just like that there. And it gives it this percussive, no palm mute. Palm mute. And then you can start, once you work on this stuff, you get your palm mute down, which people tell me, I have a friend that tells me, I want to get my palm muting down. There's not a lot to practice when it comes to palm muting. Palm muting is simply just laying your palm on the strings at the bridge. There's no other way to do it. There's no way to practice this. Work on your picking, get your picking going. That's Megadeth. And then you'll want to start the chords. Take all these chords and start applying them to the strings. Start moving them around. Now you guys watch this, that choose to watch this. Rewind it as much as you want to, and watch whatever parts you want to work on. I try to do it the best I can. This is just stuff that I picked up throughout learning to play. And Metallica was a big one for me. I told Mom to let the dog back in, but she didn't do it. I told you to let him back in.
I was on the phone?
Yeah?
I didn't hear you, and then Mojo was out there, and I heard him barking.
Alright, now. To practice your picking speed, you can do exercises with it. Tremolo picking. You play as fast as you can. Well, not really as fast as you can, because you don't want to gas yourself out and wear out your hands. Trem picking is basically pick the note rapidly. Lots of black metal uses trem picking. That's a good way to practice it. Just to get your fingers in shape, get your picking in shape a little bit, because this is good to practice for metal guitar players, for me anyway. That I think, because when you take a break from playing for 2-3 weeks or a month, the picking, the right hand technique is usually the first thing you lose, and you'll have to try to get it back. So now we're going to go into these chords here. Let's expand this a little bit. Minor bar chords. Lots of black metal. And this is kind of, if you're up to wanting to play metal, you should know your bar chords. Black metal. Black metal uses that, and they use those minor chords with a half step movement. 1 fret. And now, if you know this chord, lay your pointing finger across all 6 strings. That's another chord. It makes you sound like you're tuned lower than you actually are on the guitar. Very cool, very cool. And then one last thing for the basics this is just the basic stuff that I learned how to do. Single note riffs. Like that one, and then combining strings together. You have this chord, E5. Also have it here at the 7th. Right? So combine it. Play this. Because single note riffs are fun. It's fun to play that stuff. And you can get your frets down and memorize this stuff. And one day, you can play Master of Puppets. Wait, let me see if I can do this right. Then he has this riff, of course. That's all down picking. And that's another thing they do a lot, sliding their chords around. Just pick any chords that work in E usually, because you can have this as your reference point, you know, and just slide around for days. I know that's Slayer, but it's not a half step down, it's a standard. Slide around with your bar chords. And once you get down to that, you can do even crazier chords with this root 5th. Root 5th, 9th. Not really metal basic, but it's very cool to have. Would you use that in metal? Yes, you would. One other thing for metal basics, to get your power chords going from say E to F sharp. For Life No Remorse. You know? What you want to do with that is hit your E chord. This is how I learned it. This is how I figured it out for myself. Maybe it'll help people. Get your hand in the shape of the chords you're going to play. Get your fingers ready to lay down on those strings. And there's another basic technique. The pinch harmonic. And we all know we have natural harmonics, right? All over the strings, there are harmonic nodes. So if you do like Eddie Van Halen's Trill, you know. everywhere, right? This Vibrato Technique. I put all 3 fingers into the frets. And I'll put 2 inside of 1, like this. Put this one behind it. Because you're only having this finger ring the note. It's only ringing from here up. And pull it like that. Now when you pick, you're only going to want about that much of your pick exposed. I mean, you can't even see the tip of it. So that your thumb flesh gets onto that string. And then once you find where your harmonic is, just grab it and start shaking it. Like that. It's a lot easier to get on here the first time you do it on the 3rd string. Then you go up here to the 4th. I learned how to do that from Satriani, actually, but he doesn't do it that way. He'll do a pinch harmonic to accentuate something he's playing. Like, you know, he won't do the whole like metal players do. So I hope that helps for the basics of metal guitar. We will get into some other concepts, like some alternate tunings and things, in another video. I just want to put this up and see if people might enjoy it. Very common metal progression. G to F sharp to F to E. So get your guitars, start practicing if you want to become a metal god. You know, these techniques may help you on your journey. I am by far not a metal god. I'm just a dude that likes to play, you know. But if I can help people, I'm going to put it up. And I hope that this can do that. We'll get into some of that stuff later too. The advanced stuff. Now, sweeping, you guys will have to go somewhere else. I'll tell you right now. I cannot. I can give lessons on how to do it, but mine sounds like a dying chicken. A dying chicken? Chicken. But I can give some tapping stuff maybe. And then we'll do the drop tunings next. Like drop D, drop C. Stuff like that. And I might talk into in greater detail about how metalcore bands use that tuning and how they use octaves to write things. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Keep it metal out there, and I hope this helps anyone that wants to start their journey of learning metal guitar. Thanks for watching.